The best sailors in the world are here. You can't expect to go out and win every event.
It's super difficult, winds left and right, those snakes and ladders.
Oh my Lord, look at the pile up of
The margins are so fine between coming away with a top 3 and with a middle of the road result.
Running out of oil.
We were going to do everything we possibly could. It's Sydney Harbor on a Sunday afternoon. Anything can happen.
What stands between them and victory here in Sydney?
Down 5.
Yeah, everyone was pretty frustrated with Auckland. You know, not being able to race on a race day is a pretty tricky situation to manage as a team, especially a new team. We just got really unlucky and it was a horrible position to be in.
Welcome back, Billy, from your crash Thursday. Good to see you back here, thank you.
Obviously still a bit sore, but I was speaking with Phil on a call a week and a half ago, and I said I'd be damned if I was going to let anybody else fly my boat. So definitely very happy to be back.
Super happy to have Billy back on the team for this event. He's an integral part of our setup, and he's a world-class athlete.
I suppose this event's a bit of a reset for us, it's fair to say. I think here we just need to be positively punchy, not dwell on that Sunday, not overreact, and everyone just look after our areas and hope for a good weekend.
Sydney was a chance to try and take a nice, calm, cool and collected step forward.
Sydney has not traditionally been the most friendly place to the now NorthStar SailGP team. Year 1, we obviously had the incident with the southerly buster and the wing incident. And then last year, obviously, we had the incident of the boat not working.
It's not working today. Come on, boat, bloody work.
Both events we have finished very down near the bottom of the table. But I was talking to the boys and girls earlier this week and saying that, traditionally New Zealand had been a very friendly venue to us, and it didn't go so hot for us there last month. And so that maybe the Southern Hemisphere had swapped which events were going to be friendly to us.
Sydney's an incredibly famous place for sailing. You have the Sydney Hobart, you have the 18-foot skiffs, and our course here is kind of mirrored after some of those interesting courses.
The practice day was a good training day. It's pretty full on. There was boats out there that wrote their whole weekend off and took home a lot of penalty points. We stayed pretty clean. We were sailing quite well.
Our team has still got a way to go. This is only the 3rd event of the season, the 3rd event of Giles with this team, and we're still learning. Every single time we go on the water, we're still learning. We know that there's another step to go, and we're keen to get there.
I think really for the weekend, the Saturday was kind of the turning point, certainly for me personally.
Saturday, race day. Hope you all got game faces on.
Fans are all cheering from home, and they did send a message that if we listen very carefully, you'll hear them cheering from Canada.
There's 4 races today, and it's pretty tight turnaround. So Billy gave a great quote yesterday, which let's do the stuff that doesn't require any talent. Let's do it well.
If you can be the best at doing absolutely everything that requires no talent, you will be it'll move you up the run.
All right, have a good one.
Wisdom by Billy.
Quote of the day.
We have a gusty northeasterly wind, 25 kilometers per hour, up to.
I'm going to step onto the F50 race boat.
Up to 37, so a big range there. Those top end gusts will mean huge.
Sydney is a really unique race course. That Shark Island, smack bang in the middle of the race course. You could pick your side, you could go the left side. It's certainly not the easiest for us sailors, but I think it makes great viewing, and if you get it right, it's pretty rewarding.
We watch for the line to turn white. Who's judged it right? Oh, it was perfect by the Swiss, just behind the line. Now can they accelerate that boat down towards Mark 1?
There's Max as well.
And at Mark 1, it is France. Welcome back to the fleet, Quentin Delapierre. We talked about this 4-race format on day number 1, Stevie, and you've always said you could have one bad race, a race outside the top 5 or 6. Canada, a nice showing there, mid-pack. They will finish in 7th place.
Our mindset was always just to make small incremental gains. And it's just a constant process. We've got to keep learning one another. We've got to iron out the issues. just try and get better. And we didn't want to really overreact to the situation. Yeah, just attack the racing really.
Bring it in towards the start line now, and it's all about clinical execution. Watch for it to turn white. It's go, but it's perfect again from Slingsby at the top of our screen.
The HSB2s or the high-speed new T-foils are a bit tricky. Everybody's struggling with kind of the oil usage.
Running out of oil.
There's only so much hydraulic pressure that we have to be able to control all of these systems. Say you do a roundup and a quick tack, there's a possibility you're going to run out of hydraulic pressure to be able to control the foils.
Running out of oil.
You have to make sure that you're not using up too much oil. You almost have to ration it out at times, and you have to sometimes take a less ideal setup on the foils to ensure that you're going to have enough hydraulic pressure to be able to land a maneuver and not run out of authority over the hydraulic system.
New Zealand, Spain and Canada have had a sticky start to things here, and they're already on the back foot.
The hydraulic pumps struggle to keep up at times, and if the pump's out of oil, that's it, no control, and that's a crash.
Tap airway, guys. Copy. Stand by. 2, 1, down. 2, 1.
Running out of oil.
You good? Hey. Oh, turn. Are we good? Keep turning.
I mean, it was pretty simple. We were doing a tack airway and ran out of oil, and we stuffed it.
You basically just lose authority over the system. The alarms are flashing.
As soon as you lose rate control, those are the big nosedives.
To be honest, it's a pretty routine crash. It's something that happens a lot. Occasionally the crashes are a little bit worse and you do get hurt. The water hit me and, basically got folded over the pedestal. And
You good? I'll keep going. Half a leg left. It's winded. Half a leg left.
it wasn't a great moment, but all I could think about is the fact that CJ had broken his leg in a race and kept sailing. So I was like, whatever you do, you have to keep sailing because CJ would.
Here we go. Big one, boys. Big one. Angle. Okay, wing space.
How about this? Talk about a Houdini move.
It's not Houdini, it's just mistakes from everyone.
Turning down in 2, 1. Turning down. And 4 going down here.
But we're all glad that Timmy's sort of, not entirely in one piece, but in good spirits.
No, it was nice to finish up the race and got off the boat not feeling really great and didn't realize I had hurt my ankle until later. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but kind of hit my ankle on something and ended up with a little fracture and some torn ligaments. So now it's back to the drawing board. But I've had pretty bad luck here. I broke 2 ribs here. I've now fractured my ankle here. We almost destroyed the entirety of SailGP. So needless to say, we've had some pretty bad luck here.
Race is complete, and it is Australia, the hometown team, and winners of the last event in Auckland. They lead by 5 points.
And yeah, we left a little bit out there, to be honest. Weren't really getting off the start line today, which is pretty frustrating given we felt like we had it pretty well under control in practice racing yesterday.
Technique didn't lend itself to the racing on Saturday. It was just one of those learnings that, Giles and Joe and the whole team took away and had to think about overnight.
Woke up this morning and was just really up for coming out swinging today and not trying to change too much and just be precise. And I think the whole team managed that pretty well.
Yeah, we're in the shout of making the podium, so let's go, let's do it.
Does make that 7-point deficit a little bit more of a thing, but doesn't really change anything for our approach, that's for sure. I certainly need to do a little bit of a better job with a bit of positioning stuff, and hopefully we can get a bit of a better run of the green as well. I certainly frustrated myself watching a lot of videos last night and how
yeah, I think the thing on that too is that the difference between 7th and 4th is a lot on the overall season as well. So if we are out of contention for the final, let's just keep the foot on the gas pedal, because for season points that makes a huge difference.
To make the season final, you could actually make the season final without being on the podium once throughout the year. And it's actually between 4th and 5th per event is perfectly acceptable for that. So that, just go out and do what you can do today to get up the leaderboard.
Yeah, let's not worry about the season. Let's worry about today. Start in the next race and the next.
Yeah, I mean, it's early days in the season and we've not had the start to the season that we wanted, but
it's a long year, and or I'm certainly seeing good progress. We just got to be patient and keep plugging, and yeah, the results will come.
You know, we're here to do that. We're here to rise to that challenge, and everybody has been stepping up their game in all the preparation at home, all the preparation here. We're trying to figure out each little thing we can do to make the boat better and our teammates better.
So let's just get warmed up with some good mornings. With the hip, soft knee bend, get those hammies going as if you're deadlifting with no weight. Same knee that's on the ground, arm over. Deep breaths and get a couple deep breaths in there.
Today for me was just about not overreacting, not letting fever anywhere within the team overtake our sailing, and just really do the simple things right.
Here we go, they're coming in towards the line. Who's timed it right? Clear start there. Australia were a little early. They had to back off the gas just before the gun.
Look how quick they are to the DP World Gate number 2. Emirates GBR will lead the way. Canada tucks in behind them. Italy sits in third.
Take that turn, but New Zealand designed to follow, and Australia, look at this, one more place gain. Bad news for NorthStar Canada. They need all the points they can get. NorthStar Canada, maybe not as experienced on the harbour, that's a good race, but a couple of points dropped really in the battle to the final.
Well done, CJ. Were you 200?
For that one, yes. 5 races up, 5 races down, and it remains the Australians out in front, 45 points.
Watching for that line to turn white, and who's hit the timing right? Perfect by Canada and New Zealand. New Zealand are going to have the fastest angle here. Can Canada hang on the inside?
Yes! Come on!
Of this event, but the eyes are all on Canada and Denmark.
Drop the hammer, faster angle for the Canadians.
Canada, this is a huge move for them, and they get a little help from the Aussies.
Bring it home, which they're going to in second place. NorthStar Canada.
Nice race, Charles. You guys are definitely in the fight for the final here. How's it feeling?
Feeling good. It's plenty of options left and right of the island here, but yeah, we've had a nice run at it for these last 2 races. I think we're up to third. One more fleet race to go, and yeah, hopefully we can cling on to this top 3 spot and have a shot at the final.
It is a roller coaster of emotion when you're watching your team and just trying to calculate all the different permutations of the points across the Sunday of the racing.
There was a bit of umming and ahhing if we were going to do a third race or not, and suddenly Joe said, "Oh, by the way, you're in third already." And in the morning we were wanting as many races as we could possibly take.
Yeah, it was just one of those ones where we had an extra bit of pressure there. We'd already kind of made up the gap, and we just had to maintain it in the final race.
You know, everybody has a lot of trust in everybody else on the boat, and we know that each of us are going to put our head down and do our job, and then if everybody does their job real well, that we have a good shot at it no matter what the conditions are.
What will Denmark and Canada? Whoever beats whoever will make the final. New Zealand, Denmark, France, Canada. Who's got the timing right? Watch for the line to turn white. We go here, and it's a tight start. France have nailed it. Canada a little bit back, and the Roos at the top of the line are going to drop their hammer. But well, they've gone right around the outside, but Canada's the main mover. Middle of our screen there. They've got space. Giles Scott's managed to make a manoeuvre. He's potentially going to be ahead of France and Denmark. He'll come back with the right of way. Gate 2 is going to be like a traffic jam. How do you keep fast in and out here? Brazil have got to keep clear. France have got to keep clear. Oh my word, this is so tight. It's all going to come down to some quick fire manoeuvres. Canada trying to get around the outside. Brazil! Oh, France! Cat-like reactions from Delapierre. What a moment, and Giles Scott, the door's opened. He's around the outside. Oh my lord, look at the pile up at the bottom here. And for Canada, this is amazingly good news, because Rotterdam Denmark are stuck on the outside.
And that should lock them up into the final.
That's a good day of boating, guys. Let's finish it off. Let's take it.
And hopefully this is a bit of a sign of things to come. I think, you know, with SailGP, it's a roller coaster. We started in a dip, we've had a little up.
You see, we've been in a number of finals previously, but it is the first time with our new skipper, Giles.
I think all the teams out here know that anything can happen.
Tom Slingsby is probably the hottest sailor. Tell you what, Dylan Fletcher and Giles Scott just lurking in the grass, just waiting to pounce.
Taking on the Aussies.
But they're into a battle with Canada already. Dylan Fletcher's got the chance to play spoiler here. He's got to keep some space. Canada and Australia, what's really tight there.
We got a little bit involved with the Aussies, and they were a bit punchy. They tried to press over us, and we weren't having any of it. And yeah, we had to avoid them.
Really tight there. Australia have got to keep clear. They're in a real fight with 16 seconds to go. Boat's going to fill up. This is opening the gap here for Fletcher.
It's not what we wanted. You know, we wanted to be clean off the line. As soon as two boats engage, it just opens the door for the other one.
9 seconds to go. Britain are calling themselves late. 5 seconds, watching for the line to turn white. It's timing that counts right now. Oh, what a start. Fletcher's at absolute speed. On the inside, it's Canada, I believe, the one here.
Penalty Australia, relative Canada. Windward boat not keeping clear.
Oh, Slingsby's going to have to fight back from third here.
Penalty on who?
Australia have to get behind.
Emirates GBR with the lead. Canada in second.
And it looks like Canada might make it down and cut the corner. Mistake by Emirates Great Britain.
Gate number 2, the DP World Gate. It is NorthStar Canada, Giles Scott, that will lead.
There's a really good breeze just down here they're sailing into.
What a season 5 moment for them this could be. Halfway through the race, Todd, 1 down, 1 up, and then the sprint to the finish is all that stands between them and victory here in Sydney. And yeah, huge for NorthStar Canada's season, huge for the new ownership.
Keep it simple. You have a massive lead. Don't let the pressure come to you and make a silly mistake.
We were out the front door pretty heavily, and then the Brits did a left turn when we did a right turn.
And as soon as they do that, even though at the time we're ahead, we're in completely different wind. There's no way that we can bridge over to the wind that they're in. They got into a really favourable shift that we just didn't see.
We follow Canada, then the only hope is that they make a mistake. By splitting, they give themselves a shot. When the boats come back together, Great Britain are going to have the right of way.
The Emirates GBR has found the speed on that side of the course.
Oh, they're in front of us.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a huge lead change, but Great Britain say they're not laying. They're expecting to have to manoeuvre more. Potentially, NorthStar Canada can do it with just one more manoeuvre.
Wind in this moment, it's just coming over to land, and I think they're just going to get this riding now. But as I'm watching it, and they may make it.
I think they're going to be okay. They've crept round ahead of him. Huge moment. Oh, I think the British are going to try and make it with no more manoeuvres.
He rolled the dice, it didn't come up Yahtzee for him, and just like that, the smallest of margins, and the Emirates winning moment goes to Emirates GBR. They take the win in Sydney.
It's so easy in that situation to cover, but honestly just sailing our race, which is what we did. I'm not sure I would have done anything differently.
It's just really unfortunate that that was a wonder shift for them there.
It would have been a massive move to do a 3 jibe downwind. He would have gone right if we'd gone left.
You almost fell off here. They would have been so nervous.
We only needed another 2 lengths to get down to that.
Good enough. Sore, but happy. You know, when you look at where we were on the heap yesterday, to be able to not only make the final, but realistically, other than a wing and a prayer that the Brits got there, we should have won that one. So you can't complain. That was a pretty special day.
Cheers, man.
Well done. Well done. We keep saying we've had a lot of frustrating days over the last 2 or 3 events, and every time in all the team meetings, the message is always like, look, it's not that far away. It is going to come. We just need to be patient. And I think today, hopefully everybody saw that.
We got 3 amazingly good starts today. You know, especially after Auckland, which was completely soul destroying for the team. You know, to bounce back and get that result, and to move into the North American series now. We'll have some extra pep in our step.
Oh well.
Hey.
Good. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah. Just would have been nice to beat my old buddies.
What can you do, you know?
Nothing.
It was the best drawn out way to sail the course. I think it's like 90% of the time.
Did you see the distance of the lead we had?
Went through my mind, I was like, oh, this isn't a very interesting final. It's just to follow the leader.
So what you're saying is it's your fault,
my fault.
Tommy.
Feeling big.
That's good.
We're all cheering for him.
Mate, don't. Yeah, we're not too sure what else we could have done.
And see how left Tom was coming through behind as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 30 degrees left what you were going through exactly the same patch of water. Like 30 seconds later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a perfect line. Perfect.
Between the phase.
Oh, it was bittersweet. For sure it was. We kind of felt like we had it, and then we lost it at that last moment. I know those guys pretty well, as everyone knows, and they're a great squad, but it would have been nice to get one over on them.
I think the team is on a good upward trajectory. We can see that now, we can feel it. The mood in the camp is fantastic. You know, everyone's really positive.
Like outside of our immediate family, we spend more time with this group than anyone else. And we do a lot of hard things together. We travel, you know, go through some ups and downs, and like we said, we had some crashes and other setbacks. It's really nice to come away with a second place here. Like it's a bit of redemption for a team that's had a hard time in Sydney.
The wheel's turning in the right direction, and I'd be saying that today had we finished sixth. We're going to keep pushing, keep getting better. It's a long season. We're 3 events into a 14-event season, so there's plenty of racing to go, and you know, we need to ride the roller coaster. We need to learn from both the negative and the positive, and just take each event as it comes. And I think after a good one, hopefully everyone can buy into that, and we just have to keep chipping.